top of the Championship with Fulham and West Brom leading the charge, but breathing down their necks in the playoff spots are some surprises, of course, who could make themselves contenders for the playoffs. We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We look forward to match number 6 in the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and get your bag up to date with all things
Championship related, Blackburn Rovers related,
world football related. We're going to know here. Under one, Rooski, that's right, of course, boys and girls. The chance to win the slam shot. We now know what we've got. We now know who we are. Of course, will we be in the thick of things? Of course, we'll elaborate on all of that in just a second. Of course, a big shout out to the VIPs. Who are they? They are the Patreons, boys and girls. Thank you for your loving. I do appreciate your support. If you want to become the latest member of the gang, check out the link down below. Patreon.com/Rovers. Well, have I got bloody League One behind me? We're not League One. We, of course, are the Championship. Of course, some teams could be League One. Whoosh, there we go. But anyway, let's get to the deep end and have a look at it then, shall we? That's right. It's the Championship. It is, of course, recap the last time around the matches, of course, pre-international break. Here we go. Of course, Peterborough took on West Brom and they narrowly lost right at the last second. Of course, 1-0 win for West Brom. Big win in the end for them to keep them at the top of the table, puts Peterborough in a bit of trouble. Meanwhile, Derby, of course, surprising us all here with grinding out results 1-1 in the end over Forest. Keeps shooting in its job for the time being anyway. Again, I am recording this actually on transfer deadline day, so if something shitty goes on over the next week or so, but I don't think it will. Cardiff against Bristol City was a 2-1 win for Bristol City. Big win for them on the road as well. Cardiff hitting a bit of a patch there. Barnsley against Birmingham in the Battle of the Bees was a 1-1 draw. Called it, boys. Got it bang on the nose. Fulham against Stoke, 3-0 win. Called it, boys. Bang on the bloody nose. That's right, 3-0 win in the end. Middlesbrough against Rovers, bang on the bloody nose as well. 1-1 in the end. Look at that, 3 on the bloody bounce. I'm on fire. Meanwhile, Millwall against Blackpool, 4 on a bloody row. Look at that, 2-1 win it was. Goodness gracious me! I don't think it stops there, but it can stop there. One with a 4-0 win for Huddersfield. No, the 4-0 win over Huddersfield was a real deal. 2-0 win was my pick. Let's just call it like that. Look at that. I'm a bloody ace. A bloody ace. Anyway, however, it all goes wrong here. Hull City against Bournemouth. No one saw this one coming. Big point that for the Tigers. 0-0 in the end. Luton Town against Sheffield United. Another big point for them as well at home. Not really firing on all cylinders at the moment with Sheffield United. Preston against Swansea got themselves a win. 3-1 win in the end. And then QPR got back to it. Continued their fantastic start. 2-0 win over Coventry. 3-1 win. As you can see, I did all right. Got 5 in the middle there. 7, I think, in total out of 12. That's the table right now. QPR, though, in 3rd, within touching distance of the top. Huddersfield up there as well. Stoke, Bournemouth in the top 6. Rovers down into 10th. We're happy with that. Down the foot of the table. Forest, Sheffield United, Blackpool going down. Of course, it's still early days. What about the leaderboard? 7. Did I get 7? Or did I get 5? 7. I think I get 7. I'm going back. How many did I get? 5, 6, 7. So 7 would have got me. Get back into it. There, would have got me 5th. Of course, Jim Watno got one better. Of course, he is alongside Alex Wellacamagucken and A. Judy. Of course, kicking us to take the Manager of the Week or Predictor of the Week. But what about the Predictor of the Month? Here it is, of course. Creamy Jordan up there with 30. Well done to you. Outright leader, outright winner. That gets you a golden ticket into something. We'll talk about that when we come back properly later on. But anyway, that's the situation. So well done to you. Of course, it is very, very tight. I like to see it how tight it is. Of course, a lot of points on the offer. So don't fret yourselves if you're not in the mix. Even if you haven't even started. Of course, speaking of starting, you can go right here, cut/championship. It is free to enter. And of course, there is Manager of the Month or Predictor of the Month awards, which kind of can get you a sort of backyard entrance to the grand prize or something that we'll figure out soon. Anyway, let's get going then, shall we? Of course, look at the next round of matches. Of course, transfer window has slammed shut. We're going to kick it all off with Bournemouth up against Barnsley. This match will take place on Saturday, September the 11th. Played each other 10 times in 2003. 4 wins for Birmingham, 2 wins for Barnsley, 4 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Bournemouth over Barnsley was a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way is a 3-1 win. Last time they played each other, of course, in Bournemouth, though, was a 3-2 win for Barnsley. That was back in March 2021. Big win for Barnsley as well. In fact, last time the home side won between the two sides was, of course, Bournemouth back in 2013 in the Championship. That was, of course, after their stint in the Premier League. Heading into this, of course, Bournemouth back-to-back games without scoring a goal. Drawing against Hull, losing to Norwich in the Cup. In fact, they haven't won in 3 games. Of course, last time they won was against Birmingham. Meanwhile, Barnsley, though, are picking up back-to-back draws, drawing with Birmingham, drawing with QPR as well. Just 1 win, though, at the past. All season for them. That 1 win was against Coventry. Look at this situation in the bookies odds on this one. We have Bournemouth 5-4 on the eye favourites, 5-2 short. Barnsley 50-4. They're in a bit of, I think they could be in a bit of trouble as Barnsley. I think they'll lose this 1-0 win, just the 1-0. enough for the 3 points. Birmingham will take on Derby, of course. This is on Friday night. That's right. Played each other 32 times since 1993. 10 wins for Birmingham, 11 wins for Derby, 11 draws. The biggest win for Birmingham over Derby was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-0 win for Derby. That's right, of course. Last time around at St Andrews was a 4-0 win for Derby. Goodness gracious me. Last time the home side won was a 3-2 win for Derby back in September 2019. So it's been a while since the home side actually won these games. In fact, the last time that Birmingham beat Derby at home, goodness gracious me, you've got to go back to 2013. It was a 3-1 win for Birmingham way back when. Of course, heading into this, Birmingham, okay start for them. Of course, they drew last round against Barnsley, lost to Fulham in the league, but they did beat Luton 5-0 win. So they're unbeaten the last 2 games in the league. On the flip side, Derby grinding out some results here. Actually unbeaten the last 3 games, picking up wins, picking up a win against Hull, drawing with Middlesbrough, and of course drawing with Forest, of course, in the Derby. But those couple of games, back-to-back games, have been at home, but they did beat Hull last time they were on the road. Look at the odds on this one. We have what are we having? Even Stevens is your Birmingham, 3-1 is your Derby, 11-5 is your draw. I'm going with the hosts on this one, Birmingham, to of course flex their muscles and of course put a bit of dent in Derby's resolve here. Next up, we've got the game of the day is, of course, at Ewood Park. It's Blackburn Rovers up against Luton Town. That's right. Played each other 5 times, 2007, 2 wins apiece and 1 draw. The biggest win for Rovers over Luton was a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-2 win. Last time around, though, at Ewood was just a 1-0 win for Rovers. But we've not been the greatest against this side of the last 4. They've won twice in the past 4 games. They've even got a scalp against Rovers at Ewood Park a couple of seasons back. Heading into this, Rovers come into this just 1 win at the past 4 matches. The flip side, Luton Town, back-to-back games without scoring a goal as well. They did draw with Sheffield United. They did lose to Birmingham. Last time they were on the road, though, they picked up a win against Barnsley, so we've got to be careful with that. Even Stevens is your Blackburn, Rovers, should I say, 12-5 is your draw, 30-5 is your away win. That's Luton on this one. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Rovers on this one. Of course, hopefully a big win. Of course, maybe a Diaz-Gallagher double. That's right, or a single, whatever it is. Next up, we have the Tangerines up against the Cottagers. That's right, of course, it's Blackpool up against Fulham. Played each other 6 times in 2010. No wins for Blackpool, 3 for Fulham, and 3 draws. The biggest win for Fulham over Blackpool was a 3-0 win. Of course, last round at Bloomfield was 2015. It was a 1-0 win for Fulham. That's right. Last time, in fact, the home side one was a Fulham win back in 2011 in the Premier League when these two sides were both in the Prem. Of course, Blackpool coming to this looking a little bit wobbly at the moment, yet to really get going. I think their last win was against Middlesbrough in the Cardiff Cup. Since then and only then, they haven't picked up a win. Fulham, though, coming to this on the back of 3 clean sheets. Clean sheets against Hull, Birmingham and Stoke in the Carabao Cup as well, and sandwiched in between all that. So they're looking very, very tight at the back. Of course, 5-1 is your Blackpool on this one, 5-3 on is your Fulham, and 30-5 is your draw on this one. Going to go with a 1-1 draw on this one. I don't know where that's coming from, but Fulham will remain unbeaten as well. Next up, of course, we have Bristol City taking on Preston North End. Of course, play each other how many times? Of course, 24 times 2007, 4 wins for Bristol City, 10 wins for North End, and 10 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Bristol City, 4-0 win. The biggest win the other was a 5-0 win. Last round, of course, over at Ashton Gate was a 2-0 win for Bristol Rovers. Bristol City, sorry, that bloody hurt. Of course, it was 2-0 win for Bristol City back in January 2021. Last round, of course, heading into this, should I say, Bristol City picking up 2 wins at the past 3 games. Of course, losing to Swansea. That was the last time they played at Ashton Gate as well. On the flip side, Preston coming to this back-to-back wins, beating, in fact, 3 wins on the bounce for them, beating Peterborough, beating Morecambe, beating Swansea. Of course, finally, it looks like they're clicking into top gear. 6-5 is your Bristol City, 9-4 is your draw. 9-4 is your away win, 11-5 is your draw on this one. I think that might be a 2-1 win. That's right, go for Bristol City at home. Yes, get in there. Of course, Coventry City, they'll take on Middlesbrough in the Tony Mowbray derby. That's right, of course, Tony Mowbray has managed both of these two sides. Played to win 1 time since 1995. 4 wins for Coventry, 11 wins for Middlesbrough, and 6 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Coventry over Borough, 3-0 win. The biggest win there was a 4-0 win. Last time around, over at the Rico, or St Andrews, or whatever you want to call it, was a 2-1 win for Middlesbrough. Heading into this Coventry, what are we looking at? 1 defeat the past 3, of course, coming in just on the back of the defeat to QPR, that was away. Of course, not too shabby at home as well. On the flip side, Borough coming to us on the back of a draw. They also drew with Derby as well. In fact, they've only won once for the past 6 games even. That was a win against Bristol City, though, at the Riverside. Look at the odds on this one. We have 6-5 as your Coventry, 12-5 is your away win, 9-4 is your draw. I'm going to go with a draw on this one as well. Middlesbrough won't be happy with that. 3 draws on the spin for them. Of course, kicking on forward is Reading up against QPR. I think both of these sides have been very, very active in the transfer window. 33 times since 1996, the two sides have played. 13 wins for Reading, 8 wins for QPR, and 12 draws. Of course, the biggest win for QPR was a 4-1 win. The biggest win was a 5-2 win. Last time around, of course, course, over at the Matchday was a 1-1 draw. That was back in March 2021. Yes, indeed. Of course, heading into this Reading, look, a bit wobbly. 3 defeats on the spin, losing to Huddersfield, losing to Coventry, and losing to Bristol City. On the flip side, QPR, 3 unbeaten start to the campaign. Fantastic start as well. Wins over Hull, wins over Borough, wins over Oxford and Coventry, and draws against Barnsley as well to keep them off in scoring goals. Free scoring, got to keep an eye on these guys. 2-1 is your Reading, 13-10 is your away win, 12-5 is your draw. They look the real deal right now. 3-1 win as well, away from home. Big win for them as we keep on going on. Forest will take on Cardiff on Sunday, September the 12th. These two sides have played each other 27 times in 2003. 6 wins for Forest, 16 wins for Cardiff. 5 draws, the biggest win for Forest over Cardiff. 3-1 win, the biggest win. It was a 3-0 win. Last round, of course, over in Forest in the City Ground, or was a 1-0 win for Forest. That was in the FA Cup last season. Of course, last round in the league was a 2-0 win for Cardiff. Last time the home side won, in fact, last time the Forest won over Cardiff at Forest was a 3-1 win. This is in the league. 3-1 win back in 2012. It's been a while. They do one, of course. They do a lot at the moment. Of course, heading into this on the back of a draw against Derby. They also lost to Wolves in the Cup and also to Stoke as well. It's been a pretty shitty start. But of course, biding a bit of time though, as Chris Hughton. On the flip side, Cardiff coming to back-to-back defeats for them. Losing to Brighton in the Cup, losing to Bristol City also in the league. Look at the odds on the table. 21-10 is your Forest. 7-5 is your Cardiff. 21-10 is your draw. Of course, could be a good time to play Cardiff on this. So I think Forest will get something out of this one. 2-2 in the end. It might be more than that, but that's what I'm going to go with so far. Sheffield United though, up against Peterborough. Of course, what's going on with Sheffield United? They've got the promotion specialist Slava Djukanovic, but of course he's hitting a bit of a patch here up against Darren Ferguson. Now Peterborough played each other 10 times in 2009, 6 wins for the Blades, 3 wins for the Posh, 1 draw. The biggest win for the Blades, 3-1 win. The biggest win there was a 3-2 win. Last time round, of course, over at Bramall Lane was a 1-0 win for Sheffield United back in 2016 in League One, might I add. Of course, heading into this though, Sheffield United in the league haven't really got going. Of course, what did they lose? They drew with Swansea, they lost to West Brom, they lost to Huddersfield, and they could only muster a draw against Luton Town on the road. On the flip side, Posh have had narrow losses against Preston, and of course narrow loss against West Brom as well, but okay start for them, picking up a win at least against Derby, and of course a draw against Cardiff. 6-4 on is your Sheffield United, 70-4 is your away win, and 30-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with Sheffield United. I know it doesn't look good at the moment, but I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for them, and that might be the catalyst to get themselves moving in the right direction. Of course, next up we have Stoke up against Huddersfield, of course locking horns over at the Bet365 Stadium. Of course, heading into this one, of course they played each other 13 times in 1995. 5 wins for Stoke, 4 wins for Huddersfield, 4 draws. The biggest win for Stoke over Huddersfield, 5-2 win. The biggest win in the area is a 3-1 win. Last round of the Bet365 was a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Stoke, 4-3 back in November 2020. We could do with a bit of that. In fact, there's been 2 7-goal thrillers at the past 3 games between these two sides, so hopefully there's some more to come. However, Stoke coming to this on the back of that 3-0 loss to Fulham. Meanwhile, Huddersfield coming to this on the back of a 4-0 win over Reading. They've actually won 3 on the spin in the Championship, looking very, very good right now. Huddersfield, they could be the dark horse. I've actually got them struggling. I don't know. They've suddenly become a team to fear. I don't really have many odds or tight odds, but I can reassure you right here, right now, that Stoke are your favourites on this one. Of course, Huddersfield are your long shots. That's all I can give you on this one. 1-0 win for Stoke in the house. That's right. Swansea will take on Hull City. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, on the same weekday, of course, Saturday, September the 11th. Played the 18 times 2003. 5 wins for Swansea, 9 wins for Hull, 4 draws. The biggest win for Swansea over Hull was a 3-1 win. The biggest win there was a 2-0 win. Last time around, of course, over in Wales was a 2-1 win for Swansea. 8-goal thriller last time around though at the K-Con back in 2020. There's been goals in these games. In fact, the last time the away side won, whether it is at Hull, whether it is at Swansea, it was a 2-0 win for Hull in the Premier League in Wales, of course, back in 2016. Heading into this, of course, Swansea picking up a loss against Preston last round. Prior to that, they did beat wins against Plymouth and Bristol City. On the flip side, Hull come to this. Haven't scored a goal. They haven't scored a goal in 4 games. Wow, against Bournemouth, against Fulham, against Derby, against QPR. Struggling to score goals at this level. 11-10 is your Swansea, 25 is your draw, 25 is also your away win on this one. Hull City on this. They aren't going to score in this one. Swansea will take it 2-0 in the house. And then finally we have West Brom against Millwall, of course, down at the Hawthorns, locking horns in the 16th time, the previous 15. 5 wins for the Baggies, 6 wins for the Lions, and of course 4 draws. The biggest win for West Brom over Millwall, 3-0 win. The biggest win there was a 2-0 win. Last round, of course, down at the Hawthorns was a 2-1 win for Millwall in the EFL Cup back in August 2019. Last time I played in the Hawthorns in the league was in the Championship back in 2019, and it was a draw. Last time the Baggies picked up a win against Millwall at their own turf was in 2018. Of course, heading into this though, West Brom looking the real bloody deal. A narrow win against Peterborough, though, following on that 6-0 loss against Arsenal. Also, they picked up a scrappy win against Rovers. On the flip side, Millwall back-to-back wins for them. Being Blackpool in the league, being Cambridge in the Cup. Of course, all wins breed confidence, of course. Odds on this one, 7-4 is your Baggies, 11-2 is your Millwall, and 13-5 is your You cannot beat back anything but a West Brom win on this one at home as well. 3-1 win for the Baggies on this. And that's my picks. Be sure to give your own picks, of course, using the savvy link, Cutley4/Championship. Of course, it is free to enter. And of course, get yourself in there, get yourself in the mix to become the prediction king. That's it, myselves, my boys. Give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out those links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Patreon, of course. Make sure you check all of them out. Until then, give the video some love, and I'll see you soon for the next one, whenever that is. Until then, we're done.